found. As was so often the case, the so-called lowlife and outcasts of society were crowding around to listen to Jesus, whilst the Pharisees and teachers of the law stood at a distance, grumbling and complaining. This so-called rabbi always welcomes sinners and even eats with them, they said. Hearing their words, Jesus told these stories. If you had 100 sheep, and you noticed that one was missing, what would you do? Wouldn't you leave the 99 secure in the field and go and look for the lost one until you found it? And when you did so, you would be so pleased that you would carry it home on your shoulders and invite your friends round to celebrate with you. What would you do if you had 10 silver coins and lost one? Wouldn't you light all the lamps, take up the carpet, sweep the floor, look under all the furniture until you found it? Then you would invite all your friends to your house to celebrate that the lost coin had been found again. That is how the angels of heaven celebrate when one person turns back to God. And then he told them this third and final story. Once there was a man who had 2 sons. One day the younger son said, "Father, I want my share of your will, and I want it now, not later." Rather than object, the father did as his younger son requested. He divided his property in 2 and gave 1/2 to his younger son. Soon after, the young man turned all his inheritance into cash and left for foreign lands, where he recklessly spent the lot. Not long afterwards, a severe famine developed, and the penniless young man began to starve. He went to a local farmer, desperate for any job he could find, and was employed to look after the pigs. It paid almost nothing, and he was shown no kindness. And one day he was so hungry, he was desperate enough to even try eating the pig food. Perhaps it was this that brought him to his senses. "My father's hired hands always had plenty to eat, and here I am starving to death," he said to himself. "I shall go home and beg my father to take me on as a hired hand, for I do not deserve to be called his son." So that very day he set off homeward. But while he was still a long way from home, his father saw him on the road and immediately ran to him, embraced and kissed him. In tears, the young man said, "Father, I have sinned against God and you, and am no longer fit to be your son." At which point his father interrupted him, calling to his servants, "Go now, bring him the best clothes you can find, a ring for his finger, new sandals for his feet. Slaughter my finest fatted calf, and prepare a banquet. Tonight we celebrate, for this son of mine was dead, and is now restored to life. He was lost, but has now been found." And the party began there and then. Meanwhile, the elder son had been working in the fields as usual. When he approached the house late in the day, he could hear music and dancing, so he asked one of the servants what on earth was going on. The servants answered, "Your younger brother is home, safe and sound, and your father has organized a banquet to mark his safe return." The older brother was so angry he refused to enter the house. So his father came out to talk to him and invite him to come and celebrate. But the older son replied, "I have literally slaved for you all these years and given you not the slightest cause for concern, yet you have never thanked me or thrown any sort of party for me and my friends. This other son of yours has thrown away your money on prostitutes and debauched living, and then comes skulking home because he has nowhere else to go, and you throw the party of a lifetime." His father looked at him with compassion and said, "My beloved son, know this. You have always been here with me. Everything I have is yours. But this is a wonderful moment of celebration. Your brother was dead, but is alive again. He was lost, but now he is found." Pillars of self-righteousness murmur at the margin, whilst those who know their utter need of grace clamour to be close. Tales of lost and found speak kingdom's paradox to those who stand on holy ground, to feel the touch and hear the words of God made man. Our Father, running to the world's end, to welcome home his great creation to their true inheritance.